This is AI 101, where innovation meets understanding and breaking down artificial intelligence into clear, practical insights that empower you to navigate, adapt, and lead in an AI driven world. Another week, another great episode. Miss Jackie, how are you, partner?
Doing good. I can't believe we're almost at the end of February.
Oh
Wow.
my
As of
goodness,
this
so
recording.
fast. It's
Yes.
so fast, and we are in the next quarter of the year.
Wow. Hard to believe it. Wow.
It's amazing. It's so fast, just like AI. They are very fast in evolving.
Yes. Always evolving. It's amazing.
It's amazing. And our topic for today, Miss Jackie, is all about what?
Today's topic is called Is That AI Lying to Me? Understanding Hallucinations and Bias. Good topic. Sometimes I don't think AI is lying. I think it's guessing confidently. I think that's what it's
Mhm.
doing. Yeah.
Yes, because they don't have emotion.
Right. Exactly.
So they are have this algorithmic function that either they guess or straightly from the truth.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. Exactly.
So they cannot lie to us, people.
Right.
People can lie only.
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
goodness.
They can trick us a little bit because it tends to give us information based on what it knows, right? What it's trained on. And so,
Hmm.
yeah, so I think that's the confidence versus what's correct. So it can trick us a little bit and make us think, oh, well, that's really, really good. But it tends to give, especially when you're doing research projects, it can tend to give you fake
Hmm.
um, references that don't even
Yes.
exist. Yeah, when you go to it.
Statistics.
Yeah, exactly.
Statistics too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's hard to base on AI too sometimes. You need to research.
Right, exactly. And it's really easy for it to have bias too and especially when you start asking things. I think though the models are getting better at that. If you ask it certain political questions, it'll say, "Well, I can't really." Copilot does that. It'll say, "Well, I can't really answer based on this. I'll just give you generalizations and not any particular political figure." So it's kind of, I think they've learned their lesson from that, from a couple years ago when that happened. Yeah, so I think they're doing
and
better with that.
and the only thing I like to AI right now, every time you input the data, he's adding to his intelligence. That next time you will ask something, oh, last time you like this, and then he's adding the information that you are like to us, which is good, right?
Right. Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. Yeah. I think it's so important to to have that, yeah, and to know what its limitations are. And yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. And human sense, because lying requires intent, don't you think? But AI is not. Awareness and deliberate deception, qualities AI does not possess. Mm,
Mm, absolutely. Right.
certainly. So, do you think, Miss Jackie, in our next generations, on next generations to generations, AI will be like us? There's emotions.
Mm, I don't know. I don't know if machines can and computers can actually have that human emotion because they don't have a soul, right? Yeah, I don't know if they can get to that level. I think it'll make us think like it can, but I don't know. There's that whole movie that people keep saying it's going to be like Terminator, where it's going to take over,
Mm-hmm.
computers going to take over all the human beings and take over the world. So I don't know. I tend to wonder if that's really going to happen. I mean, they're smart, yes, but only as smart as we make them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, we have a soul and they don't. So I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's where we need to draw that distinction. And I think sometimes people out there tend to blur the lines a little bit too much. And so I think we need to make sure we draw those lines and separate. those things a little bit more
Mm.
with it.
Just like
Yeah.
the movie Wall-E.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, right?
Yes.
They get
Yes.
emotions, get in
Right.
love.
Mm-hmm.
So sooner or later, probably people can do the algorithm that they will, well, put the emotion itself. If they're mad, angry, how will you do that? Just like before, AI intelligence is like a fiction. Now
Mm-hmm.
it's like boom, right?
Right.
So probably sooner or later, probably it's not our age.
Yeah, it may not be.
Probably, yeah,
Yeah.
it cannot be. Probably after 5 generation, 6 generation, where AI more enhanced, where they can put mad, sadness, in love, and many more, and then they dominate the world.
Mm, maybe. And maybe it'll be a matter of just the humans training them on what love really means, yeah, and what those emotions look like. But I think it'll all be, I don't, yeah, I think it'll be based on what humans train it to do. So
Hmm.
I think we'll need to be careful. And whether it's our generation or the next generations, I think they just need to put those guardrails in place and be careful and just know that technology is only as good as we make it. And yeah, if we don't want it to overtake us, we have to be careful
Yes.
what we do. There's this other movie too, Daniel, and I can't remember the name of it. And it had this AI persona, and she was actually, everybody thought she was human, and she was playing this actress, and she
Hmm.
wasn't real, but everybody thought she was real. And I can't remember the actor who played her agent, but he kept hiding her and thinking that she wasn't real, and they actually used a human to do that. I can't remember the name of the movie. It's like one word, but I can't remember the name of it. But then
Hmm.
they started finding out that things weren't right, because every time they wanted to have a um, a junket or any type of press, conference or something like that, or any type of instance where the media wanted to be there, he's like, no, she can't do that. And he kept coming up with excuses, and it was because she wasn't real. She was AI generated. So I can't remember
The
when it came
title.
out. Yeah, but it was a while ago. I'll have to look it up. But that movie
Alita.
was
Is it
interesting.
Alita? Oh,
Might
I
have
watched
been
a movie.
that. Yeah, it starts with an, I think it does start with an A. Yeah.
Alita, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And
Yeah.
one thing I love, series on Netflix, Lost in Space. If I'm not mistaken, Lost. Yes,
Oh,
Lost in
yeah.
Space, where the robot is defending the youngest Robinson.
Oh,
And
right. Yeah.
yes, have you watched that series, Lost in
Oh,
Space?
Lost in Space. Yeah.
Yes, on Netflix. So it's a good one because it talks about the advanced innovation of AI, where another colony of robots and fighting each other, and
Yeah.
they want to conquer the world or
Yep.
destroy the world.
Right. Exactly. I just found the
Mm.
movie. It's called Her. That's
Ah,
the
her.
Yeah, it came
Okay.
out in 2013. Yeah. Do you
Oh,
remember
okay.
too that one movie called Artificial Intelligence? It came out in 2001, and it had
Mm-hmm.
oh, Haley Joel Osment in it. Do you remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
That was ahead of
No.
its time for sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah,
So, Miss
yeah.
Jackie, do you think what exactly caused a large language model to hallucinate information? Like
Mm.
what what we are talking about. How can AI hallucinate?
Oh, yeah. I think sometimes, it wants to predict information. I think that's where it doesn't know the difference between that and the truth, right? So it starts to kind of build up these models, and I think it's trying to predict what you want to have the output to be. And so that's what I think is happening. Or it's just pulling together information from the internet, and it's trying to make sense of it. And then yeah, so I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if that's part of it, but I think it's yeah, I don't think it knows what the truth is, because there's so much on the internet, right? And we don't know sometimes what's true and what's not. So I think it's just trying to gather all of that
Information,
and
yes.
the information. Yeah, and so we're the ones that know what's true and what's not. So it's yeah, it's very interesting. I don't know if you've had a really funny or alarming hallucination that you've seen on AI before, but I was
Mm-hmm.
actually doing some research from one of my podcast episodes, and I asked it to give me some information about a certain model that I use within the field, because I was doing a whole series on the different models and theories that are used in instructional design. And so I asked it to give me an outline of that, and it actually mixed up two models and started putting them together. So some of the information was about one model, which I was like, okay, that's correct. But then it started melding together another model that's different, completely different. And it started putting them together and mixing up the information. And I was like, oh, wow, that's not right. And so I had to put on, good thing I knew, because if I didn't know those models very well, I would have just taken it at its word and it would have been incorrect. So that's why we
Mm-hmm.
still need to put our critical thinking hat on and really look at the information and see and go, wow, okay, it hallucinated really, really badly on that one. So yeah. And I had to correct it and say, wait a minute, you got Mayer's 12 multimedia principles and you got Merrill's first principles of instruction mixed up. So Mayer, Merrill, they sound familiar. So I think maybe the AI model just got the two mixed up somehow.
Mm.
So I had to correct it and say, wait a minute, that's you're getting the 12 and the first principles, which is five, you're getting them, mixed up together. And I'm like, nope, that's not right. I had to correct
So
it.
yes, we need to correct AI
Yes.
output, people. And there is a coming movie of Mr. Chris Pratt talking about AI itself, where the I think Supreme Court will use AI to determine if you are guilty or not.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, they may.
Yes.
Mm. I wonder if
That's
they would use it in a
interesting,
court of
right?
law. Yeah, maybe.
Court of law. He said, "I am the law."
Wow. Yeah. That would be interesting. Is it the lawyer? Yeah. Would the AI be the lawyer at some point? Wow. I don't
Yes,
know.
and the
Yeah.
judge.
And then,
For
oh,
sure, and the judge. If the AI is the judge, for sure, this is correct and you're wrong, because it's automatically all the facts that are inputted there according to the Constitution is wrong. Article
mm,
216, that this one and that one. Imagine, it's so fast, right? That it will, okay, you're guilty. Took.
mm,
Because it's
yeah,
so fast. So do you
it
think
is.
it affects everything if AI will handle the law?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I think yeah, I think it would be tricky in so many aspects. Yeah, for example, like in the education field, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have students that are utilizing AI, but we're teaching them to do it ethically, because in the workplace, that's what employers want. They want employees that know how to utilize AI. But what's happening is we want to make sure that we're still being ethical and we're still using it as a first draft and not as the final product, right? That we're still having that opportunity to still check it, still verify, and that the final work is the student's work. And so, and even true with curriculum development, we make sure that the faculty look it over and they make sure that they're making edits to it, and they're fact checking things, because the last thing we want to do is have something down the road happen to the university or to the student and they face a lawsuit or something. That would not be good. And we don't want them getting into those habits while they're in school and then they go to the workplace and think they can do that in the workplace. And then what happens if they get the company in trouble, right? So there's so many different things that they need to learn now while they're in school and in the academic realm of that, so that they don't take those bad habits with them into the workplace. So that's important.
Certainly. Yes,
Yes.
I think there's a pros and cons when AI will rule in a part of our society, just like law. Law
Right.
sometimes can twist because of the emotions, because of the empathy, because of something that we are human, right?
Right.
So we can twist the law. But once AI is there, this is the right according to my algorithm. this is wrong
Hmm.
according to my algorithm, which is the sad, the emotion is no longer there.
Right, exactly. It
Mm,
takes the emotion out. Yeah, because
yes,
I think even though the law can be clear, some people interpret it differently. And if you
true.
asked 10 people, what this law means, they're all going to understand it differently. You're going to have lawyers that are going to understand it from that perspective, right? Then you're going to have common individuals that don't have a law degree or didn't go to law school, and they're going to understand it in a different way. So it's very interesting. And as you know, the legal language is can be complicated. It's not simple, right? They don't make it in plain language at any time. You look at a contract, and a contract is just full of legal language. And do people really understand what they're signing when they sign a contract, or they sign a privacy policy or something like that that's full of text and jargon, right? Do they really understand what they're signing? So I think the same can be for AI.
Hmm.
We have to be careful, because if there's if AI becomes that, where it's deciding laws and things like that, they're going to have terms and conditions and all those things in that too, I think. So, yeah, so we
Hmm.
have to be careful how much control we're giving to these companies and doing that.
Definitely.
Mhm.
Yes. People we are talking about, is that AI lying to me or understanding hallucinations and bias? And right now we're talking about part of AI to be part in the law system where everything is connected with AI. The
Mm.
jurors, the judge, what else? The attorneys and the
The attorneys.
lawyers.
Right.
So, what happened to that aspect of our society? And Miss Jackie talking about also in education. So, Miss Jackie, what are the pros and cons if AI will govern in that in education aspects?
Yeah, so I think some of the pros is that I think it can help students to see where AI gets it right and where AI gets it wrong. So I think it can help them deepen their critical thinking, as long as they're using it in the way that they should, right? And they're not utilizing it in a different in that way that's wrong. I think also too it can be good for faculty when it comes to giving them opportunities to go deeper with their grading. And of course, the instructor would be the final person to grade it, wouldn't be AI doing the grading. But I've also utilized it in my work as well as a faculty member, to be able to give me ideas to be able to do different activities with my students as well. So it's really a great tool for that. It's also there's other tools out there that have like video creation, like we've talked about with Synthesia, and we've utilized it in some of the curriculum, and it does a really great job of creating videos and things like that. And so you just all you have to do is make an avatar in 5 minutes, and then you can create videos and you can multiply them. And so we can do that with probably with even faculty, get their permission, right, and say here's what we're going to do with this, and then you can create multiple videos using the image and the likeness of that individual, and then you don't have to have them come back in and do videos and come into the studio and do all of that. So I think it can speed up some of those things as well when it comes to creating curriculum. So yeah, so it's really neat. But the cons of it are over reliance, right? We know that.
True.
Yeah, over reliance. And also, I think sometimes too, students may not understand the implications of using it incorrectly. And so it's up to the faculty and the colleges at any university, right, to make sure that they have policies in place around AI. So one thing that Grand Canyon University has right now, and they're implementing it into the curriculum, is called the AI stoplight method. And I utilize it in my classes. I have for a while. And on all my announcements I put the stoplight method. So red means you cannot use AI at all in your assignment. You have to use your own work,
Memory.
use your judgment and everything, and it has to be your work, no AI at all. So that's red. Yellow means use it with caution. You can use it for drafting, things like that, but the final work has to be your own. So that's yellow. And then green is yes, you can use it, but you have to cite it and where you used it. So it's nice because it gives them those areas where they can go, okay, red means nope, I'm not supposed to use. They kind of know what those guardrails are and how and where they can use it. So I do that in all my classes, and then they're starting to have that in the curriculum. So it's really neat. And we also have this process too that we're implementing with curriculum, where it's this process where we look at the current curriculum and we see, is it not necessarily AI proof, but can we look at it and strengthen these assignments that we have in the courses? So it's really good. But I think it's always good to be cautious about it. And
Be cautious.
mm-hmm.
Yes, people, one of the cons of AI is we getting dumb and dumb and dumb because we rely on AI. Just like ask question and not to think.
Right.
Okay, so sooner or later, we will go back to square one where people become dumb because of AI.
Right.
I
It's
hope
true.
not, but that's we're going. And
Yeah.
uh, who invented AI? We, right? So we
Right. We did.
think. Our
Mm-hmm.
ancestors think and think and think, and the product of our generations to generations to come, because of AI, they're getting lazy to think.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
for sure, if we perfect AI in the near future, which is you give you intelligence, emotion, no, emotions, and plus intelligence, it's like humans without the soul.
Mm-hmm.
So they are not the one who continue our legacy. They will think for us. Either they get rebel with us, or they join us, or they make their own colony.
Mm. Wow. Yeah.
Right, that's the
Interesting.
science fiction. I think we're getting there. If
Yeah.
it's true what the science fiction is saying, that sooner or later we're getting dumb and we are rely on AI, which is AI will work for us, AI will feed us, then suddenly AI will revolt against us because we are not slave. We can think well, we are better than them, so we need to revolt and make our own colony.
Mm.
Mm.
Almost like the aliens, right? This whole thing of lately they've been talking about UFOs and aliens. It'll be
Oh my goodness.
like aliens, right? Oh my
Mm,
goodness. Yeah.
true, my
Yeah.
goodness. But
Are they going to want to go to another
anyway,
planet, right?
another planets, let's conquer. But the good thing is, let's use AI to go beyond our planet because we need that.
Hmm.
As we are talking about on Science 101, how many left we have? Like 5,000 million years before the sun will explode. And we're running out of time, according to Mr. Elon Musk.
Mm, right. That's why he's
Because
been wanting to go to Mars, right?
go
And
to
yeah.
Mars.
Hmm.
Even we go to Mars, if the sun will explode, we said everybody will explode. We need to go beyond our solar system. We need to have a spaceship that, just like that series, that we go beyond our solar system to save us, to save ourselves.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
hope AI can think of us. Then we
Right.
say the AI will save us from disaster. What do you think, Miss Jackie?
I think it can help. Yeah, definitely. I think the technology will be there to lend a helping hand. Yeah, but I agree with you. I think we need to be careful not to let it take over our minds and what we do, right, and how we think. Because I mean, you look at any technology, computers, phones, things like that. How much do we depend on them? And yeah, and that over reliance can be tricky, right? Yeah.
Mm.
So I think we need
we
to
are
be careful of that. Be
we are
cautious.
addicted to it right now, right? Phones, oh my goodness, screening time. So
Yes.
people are addicted to it, just like what, cocaine? They
Hmm.
said better than cocaine.
Right. They're saying that social media is it actually is yeah, it's like that
A
dopamine.
dopamine hit. Mm.
And also too, it's like slot machines because when you scroll, you're actually mimicking a slot machine. So also like a gambling addiction, and it has that same effect with social media and being on your phone, especially when you get those notifications and you get all you swipe and you get the refresh. Yeah, so they liken it to being on the slot machines in a
Hmm.
casino. Mm. That's scary.
Certainly. It's scary, people. But if you use AI, as Miss Jackie talking about a while ago, you are more protective, precise, and well, the quality of what you're doing is more and more excellent if you use it right, if you
Right.
use it in a good way.
Yes. Yeah. Think about there's a term that we use in our university, and it's called the and in my department, it's called the first draft principle. So just think of it that way. You know that it's not the final work. The AI is not doing the final work, but you are as a human being.
So, people, the question is that AI lying to me? Understanding hallucinations and bias. Well, at this stage, yes, we can determine if the AI is lying to me or lying to you because the facts that he's talking about is wrong.
Hmm.
Sometimes he does that, right? It's like, oh, this statistic is like this and like that, and then suddenly you Google it, it's wrong. So, so be careful, people. Be careful. So, to wrap up this discussion today, Miss Jackie, what will be your analysis?
Ooh, I would say one rule and call to action for people: if it matters to you what you're getting out of AI, verify it, cross check it. And like I said earlier, that first draft principle: use AI for drafts and ideas, but not the final truth. So that's what I would say to people out there.
Yes, the final truth, people, is up to you. Validate it because that is important. Saying something wrong or saying that is misleading is not. So make sure you edit it and uh, validate it before you publish or before you say it. So a central insight is that artificial intelligence does not possess intent, motive, or moral agency. It cannot lie in the human sense, but it can generate outputs that incorrect, incomplete, or screwed us. So, Miss Jackie, another great episode. So, can you would you please what do you call this? Promote our five podcasts.
Yes, I
Five
can't believe we
podcasts.
have five.
Five
Yeah, so
podcasts.
yeah, so everybody's listening to AI 101 if they're listening live now that we've got going. And then coming up next is Tech 101, and then on Saturdays we do Bible Verses 101. We also do Coaching 101, and then coming up is Mystery Stories 101. So that's going to be coming next week. We'll get that finalized for everybody.
Yes, people, we're still brewing the Mysteries 101 because we need something to make it more better. So tune in for next week. We will give you the best of the best. I think that will be our best podcast
I think
ever.
so.
My goodness, best podcast ever. So AI 101 and Tech 101 is not yet available on podcast. So we are live via satellite every Friday with Miss Jackie. But for our Coaching 101 is already available where you listen your podcast, and we are soaring high.
I love
And
it.
how many? I think we have already 175 downloads. Imagine for that, like how many days that we are putting our podcast. It's already thriving, and thank you so much for part of it. And we assure you that Miss Jackie and I will give you the best of the best of the best episodes of what we are doing. Imagine five podcasts because we are podcast machine. So, Miss Jackie, would you like to plug in your podcast itself?
Sure. So I have one that I do. It's called Designing with Love, and I almost forgot what it was called. I almost put 101 in front of that. Designing with Love. So
Designing
it's
with
a
Love 101. Why
yeah,
not?
right. It's an educational podcast, and so if anybody wants to learn more about what's going on in education and instructional design, I actually have a mini series I'm going to start. It's not going to be coming out until July, I think, but I'm starting one on AI so that designers can be AI ready, and because it's changing every facet of life. So yeah, so I'm excited about that. So they can follow the podcast wherever they listen to their podcasts, and they can also follow me on LinkedIn as well. I'm very active on there.
I saw your LinkedIn post, your upcoming guest. I think he's my guest last time too. Tell us what's your upcoming guest. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So yesterday I interviewed Ruth Douthit, and I think she's been on your Book 101 review. So she's like, oh, yeah, I remember Daniel. And so we talked about one of the models out there. It's a motivational model for, because she used to teach writing. And so she's a writer as well. So she does do writing workshops and stuff. So it was really fun to talk to Ruth, and we work together too. So we're on the same team. We work in the same department at the same company. So it's kind of neat that we have that relationship too. So it was fun.
Awesome. Tune in for that episode, people. Let's support Miss Jackie Pellegrin, because if you support her, for sure, more and more empowering episodes, just like what we are doing to our 5 episodes, to all our 5 podcasts, I should say. So, Miss Jackie, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for joining us, and keep learning.
More to come, people. See you soon.